one thing is really clear, and that is that we don't get to talk about Israel a lot. And that conspiracy of silence, that wall of silence, is real. And when we come together to discuss something as important as our complicity in what is happening now, some of us do it with a great deal of conviction, yes, but at the same time, that we have to understand that there are threats. And there was something that was issued today with Adam. And so there is a price that all of these speakers today have paid because they're willing to speak on a topic in which silence is encouraged. Now, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, in my opinion, Israel has already lost. This war that it's waging to the bitter end, it's already lost because we're here and we're talking about it. And people all over the world have been repulsed by the pictures that they have seen of what's taking place in Gaza with the white phosphorus, the cluster bombs, the bunker busters, the tanks, all of this, of course, aided and abetted by our own government. But the world is speaking out, and even inside, as well as inside Israel, but inside the United States, we are also beginning to speak out. The wall of silence is crumbling. One other problem that we have is the fact that we've got 535 members of Congress and only 5 are willing to represent the values of the people of this country. That means that something has taken a grip of politics in Washington, D.C. Now, I have come into contact with the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. They are by far the most powerful lobby in Washington, D.C. But what this vote shows us is that there is a very real disconnect between our values and the values of the special interests that have captured Washington, D.C. So if the special interests can have a lobby in Washington, D.C., then I think that the people of this country ought to have a lobby in Washington, D.C. too. Now that lobby is supposed to be our representatives whom we elect to represent our values. But something has happened. So I had these t-shirts made that say, "Dignity, a movement for peace and justice." And I propose that dignity become the people's lobby in Washington, D.C. Now, I've had these run-ins with AIPAC, and I know AIPAC very well. But AIPAC didn't really know me. They thought that they could kick me out of Congress one time and I would go and hide under a rock. I decided to run for Congress again and I won. So I didn't stop doing what I was doing the first time, so they kicked me out of Congress again. And then I got on a boat called Dignity and decided to go to Gaza.